In a world that wants to be simple, what happens when you start seeing what's complicated? When you see the intricate web of motives, the unconscious drives, and the hidden fears that others comfortably ignore. It is a burden, and it is the price of awareness. Carl Jung knew this truth better than most. He said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." This video isn't about the darkness of the world, the wars, the conflicts, the headlines. It's about the burden of seeing the darkness within yourself and within the collective unconscious of humanity. It's the weight of carrying a truth that others are not ready to face. This is the psychological burden of a world that prioritizes comfort over consciousness. Jung's entire life was dedicated to understanding the shadow. He wasn't talking about a simple darkness. He was talking about the repressed parts of ourselves, the parts we hide, deny, and project onto others, our unacknowledged anger, our unlived potential, the desires we are ashamed of. This is the first layer of the burden. You begin to see your own shadow. You recognize the petty judgments you make about others are reflections of your own flaws. You see your own hypocrisy, your own weaknesses, your own self-deception. And for a long time, this feels like a punishment. It feels like you're being forced to carry the ugly truths of who you are, while everyone else gets to live in the glow of their perfect, curated identities. It's an isolation. You can't go back to the comfortable illusion. The truth has already shattered the mirror. But the burden doesn't stop with your own shadow. It extends outwards. You begin to see the collective shadow of humanity. You see how easily people are manipulated by collective fears. You see the deep, unconscious drives behind political movements and social trends. You see how entire societies can project their own repressed rage onto an enemy. How a group, a nation, a culture can become a single, unconscious mob. Friedrich Nietzsche, the great philosopher, understood this too. He spoke of the herd mentality, of how individuals surrender their will and their critical thought to the safety of the group. He saw the danger in conformity, in the comfort of following the crowd. When you see this, you can no longer participate in the social performance. You can no longer get swept up in the outrage or the groupthink. You become an outsider, not by choice, but by sight. The very things that unite others, their shared narratives, their collective fears, their easy certainties, are the very things that separate you from them. You see the absurdity. You see the contradictions. You see the desperate attempt to fill a spiritual void with material possessions, with constant entertainment, with fleeting moments of social validation. And you can't unsee it. This is not a pleasant state to be in. The burden of seeing what others don't is heavy because you feel alone. You are living in a world of symbols and deeper meanings, while everyone else is living on the surface. You feel like a ghost in your own home. So, what is the purpose of this burden? According to Jung, this is the beginning of individuation. It is the process of becoming a true individual, of separating from the collective unconscious, of confronting your own shadow and integrating it. It is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming whole. The burden is a necessary stage. It's what forces you to look inward, It's what pushes you to create your own meaning in a world that has lost its. The goal is not to stay in this state of painful awareness. The goal is to integrate the shadows you see, to accept the parts of yourself you once denied, to embrace the complexity of the world without being overwhelmed by it. This process is what turns the burden into a gift. Because once you have confronted your own darkness, you become a source of light for others. Not the kind of light that imagines figures of perfection, but the kind of light that says, it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to be in the dark. Because the light is found in the courage to face it. You become a person who can offer real compassion, not just pity. Because you understand the struggle. You can be a beacon of authenticity in a world of performance because you have done the hard work of becoming yourself. The burden of seeing what others don't is not a curse. It is a calling to go deeper, to not only see the cracks in the world, but to understand what lies beneath them. It is an invitation to rebuild yourself from the inside out, not to conform to a reality designed by others, but to create your own. A reality rooted in consciousness, not in comfort. A reality rooted in truth, not in deception. If this video spoke to something quiet in you, don't scroll away too fast. Share it, sit with it, and maybe live differently. And if you want to keep reflecting on these deep topics, subscribe. Not because it's trendy, but because it's human.